Welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. Fandom, fun, funny.
Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast.
It's been such a long time.
It has been a long time. We're old school, recording in my living room. Johna's on the comfy chair. I'm on the couch, and we're using the old Zoom. I don't know that means anything to you, but it's weird for us. It's a different kind of Zoom.
It is. It's the OG Zoom.
It is. This is like the H6. If you ever came to our kind of nerdy night out parties, which feels like a lifetime ago, this is the little machine we took with us to record. So here we go. We are recording. Poo poo choo pa 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 ping ping poo 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 pa 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 ping choo 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 choo. Welcome to Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. We're about to get kind of nerdy about all kinds of kind of nerdy things. So I hope you're kind of nerdy and you're happy that you found this kind of nerdy show. All right, woo choo choo choo. Joining us to talk about what's got her weeping, it's producer Johna.
You didn't give me a fun fact.
I didn't.
Oh, goodness.
Fun fact. We haven't had a regular podcast since Chris Evans showed up on the Twitters with a mustache.
That is true.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So we've had, I've had several interviews, which I invite you to go back and listen to. The guy talking about the loneliest whale was fascinating. Have you heard about this whale?
I kept seeing that you were posting about it, and I was like, that sounds really sad. The loneliest whale.
So we don't really know if he's lonely, but we are like, we're humans. We project everything like,
Right.
Oh, he must feel sad. But what is weird about it is that, and by the way, while we're recording, Malcolm, my new cat, Captain Mal, is wreaking havoc all over my living room. So
Yes.
We'll see how that goes. But what's weird about it is that this whale, they call him 52 because he sings at 52 hertz, which is a frequency that no other whale communicates at.
Aw.
So like he's literally like wandering the ocean singing a song and no one can hear him.
Oh my god.
Isn't it the saddest
That is
thing?
the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life.
know,
Oh my goodness.
I know, and so it's caught on so much so BTS, right?
Oh, yes.
They're like the greatest pop band in all of the world.
Debatable.
Well, that's what I hear. Right? Most popular pop
Yes.
band in all
Yes.
of the world right now. They actually wrote a song about this whale.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
So like this guy, Josh Zeman is his name, and he's like most famous for doing true crime documentaries. Netflix right now, if you've watched Sons of Sam.
Nope.
Katie probably has. Katie's off like planning her wedding today. She's not with us. But like everybody's buzzing about that documentary that he's done, and then he turns around and he's like, "Let me tell you about this sad whale."
Oh my gosh. He's like, let's talk about murder, but let's also talk about this really sad whale.
Yes.
All right.
He was really cool. And actually the producer that connected me to the interview was like, he's calling to talk about the loneliest whale. You can mention Sons of Sam, but he wants to, and I'm like, oh no, I only want to talk about the whale. I don't care about that murder stuff.
I only care about whales, excuse me.
So the loneliest whale it's actually in theaters. If you're in Indianapolis, it's at the Keystone Arts Cinema.
Oh my God, I just came from there.
Did you really?
Yeah, I was just at work.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, maybe we should go watch The Loneliest Whale.
Ooh, we should.
It's on demand as well. It's like on iTunes and Fandango now and Google Play. It's not on any of the streaming services yet, but I'm sure it'll get, because right now it's just the theatrical release.
Yeah.
So it's nice that they've given us a few options if we don't want to go to the theaters. But he said, I asked him because I was like, I cannot handle, like, ever since I found out about this whale, sometimes I just think about him and it makes me really upset
I get that.
that he's singing a song that nobody can hear.
It's so sad.
And
That's how I feel too.
he did tell me, he's like, no spoilers. He said, I think you'll be happy with the way that it ends.
Okay, good.
So,
Okay, good.
because the last time John and I went to a movie together, like just the two of us, not kind of nerdy night out, anything, was that stupid Last Christmas movie that broke our hearts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, good movie, but like...
Honestly, like, I haven't thought about that movie in such a long time. And now you're bringing it up. And, like, all these feelings are stirring inside of me. I just don't know what to do. Oh, my gosh. What a good movie. I mean, that was a sad movie, but it was pretty good.
It was. I will say it was good. It's just you have to prepare yourself for a plot twist that like breaks your heart in a million pieces.
Honestly.
And it unfolded in a way where you're like, oh no.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Uh-huh.
Oh no.
Yeah. Just was completely sobbing. Like as soon as the plot twist hit, I was like, what? Are you serious right now? Just crying my eyes out in the freaking movie theater.
Speaking of Christmas, wah, 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 wah. It's time for the Chris Evans update.
Yeah, let's talk about Chris Evans right now.
Let's talk about Chris Evans. We are deep in the middle of Christmas in July.
Yeah, we are.
And we had, as usual, we went to the Kind of Nerdy Network, said, hey, we're planning the 12 days of Christmas in July. What movies, things that Chris Evans has been in, do we not know about? Should we put on the list? And everybody kind of made their opinion known, and we put this list together.
Sure did.
So our friend Tia at Geek Vibes Nation had invited us on to do, she does a podcast called The Top 10 with Tia, and you should listen to it. It's fabulous. So she invited us for the very special episode, which was the top 10 Chris Evans roles.
Ah, yes. I remember it vividly.
Oh, it was so much fun. And, and we're going through them. We're going, and everything we know. So we're just reminiscing. Oh, we love Knives Out. Oh, you have such a great Johnny Storm. Yeah. Oh, Defending Jacob was incredible. And we get to Puncture. And this is Tia's suggestion.
Yes.
And neither one of us have seen it, right?
Never saw it.
All right. So we're like, going to add it to the list, right?
Yeah.
Chris Evans movie we haven't seen. We got to add it to the list.
Yep.
All right, Johna, why don't you take it away? How was it? Are you so glad that Tia told you about this movie, Puncture?
I texted Tia after I watched it. I was like, are you serious? Is this really what's happening right now? How friggin' heartbroken was I? I was just like in my bed literally sobbing because I'm like, this isn't how it was supposed to end. I don't understand why this is happening to me.
We're spoiling the crap out of this because if you love Chris Evans, you don't. I never want to see his lifeless body being picked up. Like, oh my God. I was like, what is, I am not okay with this.
I was, and like, after so spoiler, Chris Evans dies at the end, like his character does. And like, I was so surprised that his character died. And then just seeing like him just laying there, like being dead, I was like, I don't think I've ever seen Chris Evans die in a movie before.
No.
And I was like, I feel like someone should have mentally like prepared me to see him die because that's some shit I don't ever want to see again.
No,
like, I don't. Not ever.
I was so mad. And I'll tell you, the movie is really good.
It's fantastic.
And it is based on a true story. And, you have these characters who are incredibly flawed. I mean, sometimes you get that in fiction, but this was like, based on a true story. So not all true, but I mean, this guy, you're like rooting for him, but he's got a terrible drug problem.
The worst drug
screws
problem.
up his marriage. And it's just like, but he has the moment where he's like, he knows what he's going to fight for what's good, right? He's going to do all the things and he's going to change the world and everybody's telling him he can't do it and he's going to do it. And then dead. Yes. You're like,
oh God, I was so upset.
Like, you're like ready for the fight, right? You're like, next scene, he goes to work, he changes the world. Fight for the good. Nope. Limp, dead body.
Next scene, his partner gets a phone call and he's like, what? And then he walk in, they're like, are you his partner? Yeah, we found him dead. What?
Oh my gosh.
You found him what? Deceased? I don't like that word. Excuse me. Oh my God, I was literally so upset when his partner got that call that said that he was dead. I was like, that is the worst. Like, the movie was so good, and I can't even the fact that the character was like a drug addict, and he literally any drug of choice.
Yes.
Like heroin,
all
cocaine, pills. Like, he was anything that would make him high. He had cocaine seemed to be like his number one choice.
Yes.
Though.
Yeah.
Like, he had a lot of sniffling going on there, which I was like, oh no. It was just so hard for me to see Chris Evans as like but he was like a functioning like drug addict.
Right.
Like, he had like a normal day job. Like, he was a
he's
lawyer.
He's a
like,
lawyer. It was just, it was so weird. And then he's dead.
Well, honestly, we're really just focusing on the fact that he died. Like, we're
Right.
not okay. Like,
Right.
I don't think I'll ever be okay ever again after seeing
I
that.
can't get it out of my head. I cannot get I think it would have been different if they just would have left him laying there.
Yeah.
But his acting job of being limp dead.
A plus.
Yeah. I mean, that
job,
was like
Chris.
dead.
Yeah.
Like, I was like,
I almost believed it for a second.
oh. And then I was just like, whatever to this movie, because I can't take that from my brain.
Yeah. That was like the worst. Like, just seeing him laying there dead. And then when they covered him with the sheet, that's really when I lost it. I was
Right.
like, what?
Oh,
yeah. I was like, he can't actually be dead. Like, he's about to fight the good fight. He can't be dead.
And by the way, this was my day. So, we have PopCon, and I'll tell you, everything has been, I am not complaining about anything. There has been so much good going on, but so much good, but that there's been no sleep. PopCon was amazing. It was
So fun.
3 fantastic days. Our live show went off without a hitch. We got to interview. You weren't there, but you don't watch Parks and Rec, so you were watching the table. We got to interview Jim O'Hare. We hung out with the Ramones. Like, they came to the PopCon after party, like
Nice.
the staff party where everybody's like, they call it the dead dog party because we're all dead.
Felt that.
And the Ramones walked in, and it was like, party time.
I bet.
So CJ Ramone, if you have not heard that interview, go back a few episodes because he's fascinating, and he loves women in TV and film, and is a champion for women. Joan of Arc is like his hero. Just such a cool guy. He comes on stage with us on Sunday, and he's sharing his paranormal stories, and he's making everybody in the audience cry. And then Tiffany, our spirit medium from Paranormal X Road, makes him cry. It was just like all the feels. But I had to get like back into work, right? Because then it's like, oh my gosh, Paranormal X Road premieres on Saturday night, so I got stuff to do. So I take Thursday for like me day. Like, I didn't get the whole day, but I'm like, I got a good portion of it. I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and catch up on my Christmas in July.
Yep.
And so I was like, I'm going to watch Puncture. It's a Chris Evans movie I haven't seen. That's what I'm going to do with my day.
Yeah.
And so it was even worse that I'm like, this is what I did. I got 2 hours of free time, and I watched Chris Evans die.
Right.
I'm like, it was all I could
Honestly.
do. All I could do to not text Tia and be like, I am very displeased with you at the moment.
I know. I texted her and I was like, he died with like a bunch of like exclamation points and like question marks. I was like, what is happening? Tia, why did you do Tia, you know that I can't watch Michael B. Jordan die. You think I can watch Chris Evans die?
Oh, I know. It was terrible. So let's talk about this isn't even a happier thing. Chris Evans has a short film called The Paperboy that we cannot find anywhere.
I literally can't find it.
Oh.
I searched on Google yesterday and I could not find it anywhere.
Yeah. I did a deep dive into the internet trying to, like, somebody's going to have this somewhere.
Yep.
Why is it not? And every review is fantastic. Like, this is such a great short film.
Yeah. I did. Okay. Side note, I did watch a short film on YouTube called The Paperboy.
Oh my God, I did too. That was so bad. I was like, there's no way Chris Evans is in this. What is happening? But I kept watching it thinking Chris Evans was going to show up.
Wait, was it the one where the kid was dealing drugs in the newspaper?
Yes!
Oh my God.
I swear to God, Johna, I was going to take that to my grave. That I spent 6 minutes watching that garbage thinking Chris Evans was going to show up.
I honestly because they were like, it came out in 2003, and I was like, okay, what did Chris Evans look like in 2003? Because I was like, maybe that kid is Chris Evans, and then I was like, that can't be him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like I was watching it more and more, and I was like, no, I was like, that's not him. But I was like, I'm invested now, so I gotta finish it. Like, I was already like halfway through it. And I was like, man, this is This
How
was
many
insane.
views did that damn short film get? Because we were looking for the paper boy. I'm like, Johna, because I got a Samsung phone and a Samsung TV. So I'm like, well, I'm not just going to watch this on my phone. I like mirrored it over to the TV. And I'm like, what is this nonsense that I am watching right now? I cannot get this 6 minutes back.
Oh my god.
Oh, God.
I watched it while I was at work, so it wasn't really that big a deal.
So we watched Endgame. I watched Knives Out. What else do we have? You put Gifted in when we couldn't find
when I couldn't find the Paperboy. I was like, all right, I'm calling it audible. Gifted.
Yeah.
Gifted is just such a good freaking movie.
Oh,
like,
my gosh.
I don't even know. Like every movie is like Chris Evans at his best, but Gifted is like Chris Evans at like his sweetest.
Yes.
I feel like just him and the little girl, like their like family dynamic, like chemistry together is so fantastic.
So good.
I would just.
And then you have the you have the scene in the shelter, and I'm like, that's where he met Dodger.
I know,
Like,
right?
every time I'm like, oh, this movie's what brought him his dog. So what else? What do we have? We don't really have anything like there wasn't anything else new, right? This is the dilemma that I'm seeing with if we do this twice a year. Chris Evans doesn't put out enough stuff for us to.
Come on, Chris, get it together.
Yeah, we need
more movies.
We're gonna need more.
We're gonna have to do like a for real deep dive.
I'm gonna start looking for like his conferences on a starting point. It's gonna be like watch the live stream from April 20th of Chris Evans talking to a senator. That's what we have that's new.
Oh man, I mean, I wouldn't be upset about that at all.
But I like that we're wrapping things up with Fantastic Four. That's like the Christmas, because this is Johnny Storm's first Christmas in July with us.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I have not, by the way, if you noticed, you're sitting in my living room. The Christmas tree was up at PopCon. It is not up in my house. I had grand plans for that, but here we are. It's
only been like a week since PopCon. You got plenty of time.
Right, Patches? There's still time to put the Christmas tree up.
You're still talking?
Yep. So moving on, because honestly, you guys, like we're podcasting right now as Patches is packing things up to get ready for the premiere party of Paranormal Crossroad.
Woo-hoo.
I'm not in a space. Like earlier today, my sister texted me and she's like, "Are you so excited?" And I'm like, I'm not feeling anything right now. Like, I don't think it's real. Like, I don't know.
Just wait until midnight.
Yeah. So
wait till midnight when it's actually like on WNDY and you're like, oh my God.
So
it's going to be so great.
What I'm saying here, Johna, and if you're listening right now and you missed the premiere of Paranormal Crossroad, you can go to paranormalcrossroad.com. Mm-hmm. Go to our YouTube page from there and you can watch it, because as we premiere on my NDTV, every time there's a new episode, it will also premiere on YouTube and then be on demand.
Sick.
So yes, so there's
Good
still
times.
a way. We're not shutting anybody but out from watching it. I didn't want to do that. This has been a group effort from the beginning, a grassroots campaign, and so episodes will continue to be up on YouTube.
Exciting.
Yeah. So anyway, we got to be efficient is what I'm trying to say here, Johna, because Patches is packing us up. And as you can see, I'm here in my Iron Man 3 shirt that I got because I was still working in radio when Iron Man 3 came out. So
radio.
This was good
What a
times,
throwback.
right? Iron Man 3 shirt, pajama pants. This is not what I'm wearing to the premiere of my TV show.
I mean, hey, whatever you want.
I got to get myself ready.
I told my mom I was going with you, and she was like, do you need to like look nice? And I was like, no. I don't need to look like super nice. I'm not going to a job interview.
We're going to O'Reilly's, which is a kickback, chill, cool bar. I mean, it's one of my favorite places in Indianapolis. So it's just like all these good things happening at this great place. So I'm super excited about that. But let's talk real quick. Loki, did you finish Loki?
I did.
Oh,
I did, in fact.
Oh, Johna.
I did.
How are you feeling about Loki?
I am feeling stressed.
Stressed? Okay.
As per usual.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited that there's going to be a season 2.
Yes.
I was very surprised because it's the only Marvel show right now that's gotten a season 2 that's on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and they were like, it's right away. Like,
Yeah.
they're like, this is happening.
They were like same day that the season finale aired. They're like, also there's gonna be a season 2, so like if you haven't, don't feel bad, you'll get more. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
So that makes me wonder, like, are we gonna watch Loki kind of again go through, because he was such a constant in the MCU, right?
Yeah.
Like he kept popping up. Are we just going to have that happen again so that there's like more of his story to where we get to season 2?
Boy, Tom Hiddleston is just milking Marvel right now for some money, huh?
I'm okay with that.
I'm totally okay.
Right.
Yes, as a person who is newly in love with Tom Hiddleston, yes, I'm totally okay with that.
But think about this, Johna. There is a possibility. We have a lot of Lokis. Season 2 doesn't necessarily mean Tom Hiddleston.
That's true. I mean, we could get Sylvie.
I mean,
I'm a little upset with her currently, but it's fine.
I'm not pleased with her decisions.
Not at all.
No.
Not even like a little bit.
I know. Especially because, I mean, Loki, he got real vulnerable with her.
He did.
He was
so.
feelings.
Oh my gosh, literally was having so many feelings about Loki being like, "All right, look, let's talk about this." I was like, "Oh my god, are you serious right now?" I was just like been crying all week.
It was so great, but it did make me think, like, okay, well, is Loki like hopping back into the MCU movies? Is he going to be in Doctor Strange? Is he going to be in Ant-Man? Are we like, Spider-Man? I mean, like, where?
They did confirm that Loki is going to be in Thor: Love and Thunder.
I knew that. That doesn't
Still,
surprise me.
I still hate that title.
Love and Thunder.
I hate it so much. Sounds like a bad rock album.
Well, you mean a good rock album
No,
from
a
the
bad-
80s.
A bad rock album.
A good rock album from the 80s.
Okay, well, we can agree to disagree, but it doesn't sound like it doesn't. I feel like the title could have been better, but that's just me.
But it could be. I mean, it could end up being any Loki, because when we were watching the moment that Loki got pruned, I was like, are we done? Like, is
same.
Loki gonna like continue on? Is Sylvie is now Loki, and that's
Yeah.
what's gonna continue on here? There was that moment where, and I'm like, good God, how many times are we gonna watch Loki die? I can't watch Loki die again.
Honestly, like, I mean, like, as of this point in time, like, I just kind of like expect him to die. I'm just like, okay, like, what episode is this that he's finally like dying? But I mean, he's not. I think it was so weird at the end where he like runs up to like Mobius and he's like, Mobius, like this guy and blah blah blah, it's terrible, whatever. And then Mobius is like, who are you? And I was like, oh no.
I know, because like, did he get erased from the timeline? Did he show up in like another universe? Like, he didn't get sent back to the one he was in, and they don't know him there. Did he get sent back further in time to where they haven't met him yet?
I don't know.
Like,
I mean, they could have. I mean, it could have just been that them killing that guy is like a completely new thing. It like reset the timeline to something different now.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh no. I was like, this is terrible. I will say that I follow this guy on TikTok. And he's so funny. He's like British, and what's his TikTok name is Theories by T. And he was like, all right. He was like, I loved the end of Loki. Don't get me wrong. He was like, but I'm upset. And I was like, oh, what's he upset about? And he goes, I'm upset because Loki wore the same outfit for 6 episodes and he did not get a cool costume at the end. I was like, honestly, I can feel that, because I mean, this is like the most plain like we've ever seen Loki looking, and he looked that way the whole entire series.
But my question for that, we have seen him change. We've seen him go from like, I mean, he could like, he's got the magic.
Yeah.
He could have chosen at any point
You're right.
to put his Loki gear back on,
Yeah.
or, magic himself up so it looked like he was wearing it. But it was weird. I noticed it continued on. I'm like, okay, he's still in that freaking shirt and
Can y'all not
skinny
let
tie.
him take a shower? Jesus. Gosh. I know there's water somewhere.
But, and maybe I'm going too deep, I feel like that was almost symbolic of Loki has always been so concerned about the show, like,
Yeah.
and having the attention on him,
Yeah.
and the fact that he didn't even care what he looked like for this whole journey, like, was this symbolism that he's thinking about something more than himself right now.
It could be.
That's where I'm going with it.
You were digging real deep for that one. I appreciate that deep.
Well,
thinking.
I had to watch Chris Evans die on screen this week.
This is like the worst.
Really, I had to dive deep into some other things to distract myself.
Just get into more feelings, but whatever. Honestly, like I just sit and think about the fact that I like saw Chris Evans like dead in a movie, and I'm just like, this is effed up.
Yep, I know.
I can't unsee that.
I got to worry about Chris Evans dead in a movie. I got this whale out in the ocean that nobody can hear singing. Like, I am stressed.
The world is so sad. Gosh. So sad in here.
Oh, my goodness. Jeez, watch Paranormal Crossroad. Well, you'll get the happy tears. You'll
still cry, though. But
you'll
like,
feel good again.
It'll be happy crying.
You'll feel good again. All right. Well, I think
again.
Next time we're with Katie, we'll get into Black Widow because my feeling is she hasn't even watched it yet.
Have you seen it?
Twice.
You haven't? For the invite.
I watched it Monday, the Monday after PopCon, and honestly, like my brain wasn't even. It was so fried.
Wow, rude.
And then I watched it on Thursday night because that was what we were talking about. Scene and Nerd invited me to be on their show. So much fun. Go listen to Scene and Nerd. I was on their show this week. I was on the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. Rachel was so nice at PopCon. I thought she just wanted to, she kept asking me when I was going to be at my booth. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just never at my booth. And I didn't realize she wanted me to be on her show. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I was like so rude. Like, I don't know. I mean, like legit, I had no idea when I was going to be at the booth. Every
you were
time,
like never at the booth.
Every time I planned for something, it was like, go interview this person, go interview this person.
People kept coming up and they're like, oh, where's KJ? And I'm like, I don't even know where she's at.
Yeah.
She's here somewhere, but I don't have my KJ tracker on me currently.
No.
So
oh my gosh, next PopCon we need to have an app that I need to put. I'll put a GPS on, and then we'll show at the end of PopCon my trail of all of the places that I was all weekend. It was insane.
Yeah.
Thanks to everybody who came to PopCon. Thank you, Johna, and Katie. If you ever hear this, thank you. You guys were like the rock stars. You were holding down the fort with the Christmas tree at the Kind of Nerdy Girls booth, and right behind us, keeping things in line with the Paranormal Crossroad booth. You were a camera operator for Paranormal Crossroad Live. Mm-hmm. You guys were amazing. So I just love you so much.
Oh, I love you too. Don't make me cry.
Okay,
again.
we're not crying. So thank you guys for listening. I know it's been really chaotic, and honestly, I'm so glad that we're here doing a regular episode. I love interviewing people, but this show it was built out of friendship, and our episodes where we're together are it's about fandom, but really it's the fandom is the topic, the friendship is what we have built with this podcast. So I hope that you feel like we're your friends. I'm not going to make you cry, Johna. If you like us, please tell your friends. Rate, review, subscribe. It's been a long time since I've asked for that. I don't think we've had a review in like a year and a half. So
I literally sent the link to our website to one of my coworkers the other day.
Yeah.
Because he was asking about the podcast. And I was like, oh, well, here. I was like, just go to kindofnerdygirls.com. And you can see all of our episodes, and then you can rate, review, and subscribe.
Please, please, please. You hear that a lot. I think it becomes white noise if you listen to podcasts. They're like, rate, review, and subscribe. And you're like, oh, I always hear the rate, review, and subscribe. Like, seriously, even if it's not us, if you listen to a podcast, rate, review, and subscribe.
Facts.
Because we can scream all day on social media about we have a new episode out, but the way that podcasts get discovered is when you rate, review, and subscribe. So please do that for us. Do that for your favorite podcast. The next time we're together, remind me to tell you about the podcast that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is doing.
What?
It's a show, Johna. It's like a fictional podcast.
I love those.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. Sarah Wayne Callies from The Walking Dead, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, and David Harbour from Stranger Things.
What?
And Black Widow. So I just got through the first episode. I think they put 2 out, and then it's like a weekly thing.
Yes.
But I want to talk more about that because it was like I just was fascinated by it. Not only was the story good, but I'm fascinated that someone took the time to like make the door creak when it opened, and like,
oh yeah, you have to.
oh my gosh,
That's what makes a good,
So good.
fiction podcast.
so
Sound
good,
effects.
so
Yes.
good. So if you like fiction podcasts, I'll already tell you you're gonna like this one. It's called Aftershock. We'll talk more about that. We'll talk about Black Widow. We'll get into what's got Johna weeping, which was pretty much everything we talked about today.
Facts.
Katie will be back with a gaming update. We'll do a whole PopCon review of all the fun stuff that
It's gonna
happened
be like
there.
a 3-hour episode.
It's gonna be so long. We're gonna make up for all of the weeks that I've been like, here's an interview. Back to working on Paranormal Crossroad. I feel like I've neglected our little podcast here, and so I'm about to give it all the love.
KJ, don't become a big celebrity and forget about us. I can't run a podcast by myself.
Oh my gosh, no! This is my thing. This was the thing that will go. This was the thing that truly like launched me out of radio and kept me going.
Yeah.
There would not be a Paranormal Crossroad. There would not be anything that I'm doing. Like when I drove away that sad day from the radio station, I was like, but my podcast is still my podcast.
Yeah, now we're like 100, like we're like 1,000 and some odd people strong in the Kind of Nerdy Network, and
Yes.
everything's great.
Yes. So like truly you guys listening, and Johna and Katie and
This is like the most heartfelt
Kitsy,
podcast we've ever done.
and Shelly and Alana and like Tia and everybody that like comes on, and all of you listening. This is my heart. This is like my passion project.
And producer Patches.
Producer Patches. You just get dragged in here. You don't really want to be here. Clearly, because you've been sitting there staring at us the entire time we've been podcasting. If you wanted to be on the podcast, you would have grabbed your own mic and plugged it in.
KJ's like naming off all these people, and Patrick's just sitting back like, what about me? And like, your literal husband.
I'm naming off all the ladies. This is the ladies' show. How's the Kind of Nerdy dudes doing?
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I want to give a special thanks at the end of the show to my rock, my love, the man who keeps everything going, even when he gets no credit. Please, as we go out, enjoy the Kind of Nerdy Girls jingle as you scream out. Please scream out. Thank you, producer Patches. Everybody say it with me.
I was going to say.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris Evans. Thank you, Chris Evans, for making this possible. And also, everybody, please say it with me. Thank you, producer Patches.
Join the Nerdy Girls Podcast.
The Kind of Nerdy Girls is a part of the Just What I Needed network, and we certainly hope we were just what you needed. We would love for you to support the show in any way that you can. That's rate, review, subscribe, or share. Sharing is free and sharing is caring. Or if you would like to help support our show with a couple of dollars every month, you can become a patron. Go to kindanerdynetwork.com to join us. You'll get never before heard episodes. You get to see the podcast and watch all the craziness ensue. And you get to support women in podcasting, which there's just not enough of us. So thank you so much for continuing to be a part of our growing network. And don't forget to join our Facebook page. It's free, and it's the coolest nerds, the nicest nerds. That is also the Kinda Nerdy Network on Facebook. We'll talk again soon. Go to kindanerdynetwork.com and get connected with us.